Hello folks, this is Dave. Welcome back to the channel. I'm continuing my four-part series on the first 20 black players to integrate Major League Baseball. In episode 1, I covered the early pioneers: Jackie Robinson, Larry Doby, Hank Thompson, Willard Brown, and Dan Bankhead, all who broke the color barrier in 1947. In this second episode, I'm spotlighting the next 5: Roy Campanella and Satchel Paige, who debuted in 1948, and Minnie Minoso, Don Newcombe, and Monte Irvin, who began their MLB careers in 1949. These legends not only excelled on the field, but also carried the torch for equality during a transformative era. If you've missed episode 1, I've left a link to it in the description below. In the next 2 weeks, I'm planning on posting the 3rd and 4th episodes in this series. Also, tune in to Tony Talks Cards channel, who is showing the players that integrated each of the initial modern MLB teams. See the link to his channel below. The 6th black player to integrate MLB is Roy Campanella, who debuted with the Brooklyn Dodgers on April 20th, 1948. This is his 1957 Topps card. Born in 1921 in Philadelphia, Campy grew up in a mixed Italian, African-American family. By 15, he was catching for semi-pro teams, and at 16, he joined the Baltimore Elite Giants in the Negro Leagues in 1937, hitting .290 as a teenager. After starring in Mexico and Venezuela, Campanella signed with the Dodgers in 1946, following Jackie Robinson's path. In 1947, he hit .325 in the minor leagues, despite facing segregated facilities. His MLB debut came at 26, and he quickly became a cornerstone catcher. In 1948, he hit .258, but his breakout came in 1949 with 22 homers and 82 RBIs. Campy's peak was unreal. 3 NL MVP awards in 1951, where he hit .325 with 33 home runs, 1953, where he hit .312 with 41 home runs and 142 RBIs, and 1955, hitting .318 with 32 home runs. He was an 8-time All-Star and helped the Dodgers win the 1955 World Series over the Yankees, catching Johnny Padres' Game 7 shutout. Known for his defensive wizardry, he threw out 57% of base stealers in 1951. Tragically, a car accident left him paralyzed in 1958, ending his career at age 36. Over 10 MLB seasons, he hit .276 with 242 home runs. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1969, Campanella's charisma and skill made him a fan favorite, and his resilience off the field inspired millions. He passed away in 1993 at age 71, leaving a legacy as one of baseball's greatest catchers. Next is Leroy Satchel Paige, who debuted with the Cleveland Indians on July 9, 1948, as the 7th black MLB player and the first black pitcher in the American League. Of course, this is his 1953 Topps card. Born around July 7th, 1906 in Mobile, Alabama, his birth date's a bit murky. Satchel was a Negro League icon for over 2 decades. Starting with the Chattanooga Black Lookouts in 1926, he pitched for teams like the Pittsburgh Crawfords and the Kansas City Monarchs, reportedly winning over 2,000-plus games with his blazing fastball and hesitation pitch. Satchel barnstormed against white stars like Dizzy Dean, striking out legends with ease. In 1942, he drew 29,000 fans to a Negro League game at Wrigley Field. Cleveland's Bill Veeck signed him at age 41 or older, and despite skepticism, Satchel shone. In 1948, he went 6-1 with a .248 ERA in 21 games, helping Cleveland get to and win the World Series. His pinpoint control was legendary, once pitching over a folded-up gum wrapper. Over 6 MLB seasons, mostly with the Indians and the St. Louis Browns, he posted a 28-31 record with a 3.29 ERA, earning 2 All-Star nods. His baseball reference page indicates that he pitched for 22 years, mostly in the Negro Leagues, not to mention stints in Central and South America. In 1965, at 59-ish, he pitched 3 scoreless innings for the Kansas City Athletics, the oldest player ever to do so. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1971 as the first primarily Negro League player, Satchel's charisma and talent made him a symbol of black excellence. He passed away in 1982 at age 75, forever the ageless wonder. Again, I'd recommend the book Our Team, the epic story of 4 men and the World Series that changed baseball by Luke Eplin. This book has a great look into Satchel's career and those of Larry Doby, Bob Feller, and owner Bill Veeck. Orestes Mini Minoso, pronounced Minoso in the U.S., debuted with the Cleveland Indians on April 19, 1949, as the 8th black player and MLB's first black Latino player. This is Mini's 1953 Topps card and his 1954 Bowman. Born in 1925 in Havana, Cuba, Mini grew up cutting sugarcane before starring with the New York Cubans in the Negro League from 1946 through 1948, hitting .313 in those 3 years. Signed by Cleveland, Mini faced language barriers and racism, but dazzled in the minors, hitting .525 in 11 minor league games at the end of 1948 and .297 in 137 Pacific Coast League games in 1949. His MLB stint was brief at the end of 1949 and lackluster, hitting .188 in 9 games. In 1951, he was traded to the Chicago White Sox, where he exploded, hitting .326 with 10 home runs and 76 RBIs and 31 steals, finishing second in the Rookie of the Year voting that year. Known as the Cuban Comet, his speed and hustle redefined what a leadoff hitter was. Then he played 17 MLB seasons, mostly with the Chicago White Sox, hitting .298 with 186 homers and 205 steals. A 10-time All-Star, he led the American League in triples 3 times and stolen bases 3 times. He faced brutal racism, including slurs and segregated hotels, but his infectious joy won fans over. In 1976 at age 52, and in 1980 at age 56, he played 3 and 2 games respectively for the White Sox, becoming one of only 2 MLB players, the other is Nick Altrock, to play in 5 decades. Interestingly, 2 Negro players played in 5 decades, Satchel Paige and Candy Jim Taylor. Mini passed away in 2015 at age 91 and was posthumously inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2022. His pioneering roles for Latinos and his electrifying play made him a Chicago legend. Don Newcombe became the 9th black player in MLB and the 3rd black pitcher, debuting with the Brooklyn Dodgers on May 20th, 1949. He's shown here on his 1957 Topps card. Born in 1926 in Madison, New Jersey, Nuke pitched for the Newark Eagles in 1944 at age 18, going 1-3. After 3 years in the minors, he joined the Dodgers in 1949 following Jackie Robinson and Roy Campanella. That year, Nuke went 17-8 with a 3.17 ERA, earning Rookie of the Year honors. His fastball and curve made him a force. The next year, 1950, he won 19 games, and in 1951, he was 20-9, striking out a league-leading 164 batters. He lost both the 1952 and 1953 seasons, serving in the Korean War. Struggling at first after the war, He regained his form in 1955 and was 20-5 with a 3.20 ERA and had his best year in 1956 going 27-7 with a 3.06 ERA, winning both the NL MVP and the first Cy Young Award, when there was only one award for all of MLB. Over 10 MLB seasons, mostly with Brooklyn, he went 149-90 with a 3.56 ERA, earning 4 All-Star nods and a 1955 World Series ring. Also a solid hitter, he had a career average of .271 with 15 homers. Nuke faced racism, including fan harassment, but his dominance silenced critics. After his MLB career, he pitched in 1960 in the Pacific Coast League and in 1961 in Japan. Inspired by his own struggles, he worked in addiction recovery after the end of his career. Nuke, who passed away in 2019 at age 92, remains a pitching icon. Rounding out our second 5 barrier breakers is Monte Irvin, who was the 10th MLB black player, debuted with the New York Giants on July 8, 1949, alongside Hank Thompson, who we spotlighted in episode 1. This is Monte Irvin's 1955 Topps card. Born in 1919 in Haleburg, Alabama, Monte grew up in New Jersey, starring in 4 sports in high school. He played in the Negro Leagues for the Newark Eagles from 1938 through 1943, batting .363 with an on-base percentage of .423, and leading the Eagles to the 1946 Negro League World Series title. Monte served in the U.S. Army in 1944, losing that season entirely. After serving in World War II, Monte turned down an MLB offer in 1947. Feeling unready post-military, he played 2 more seasons with Newark. Signed by the Giants in 1949, he hit .373 in the minors before his call-up. In 1951, he broke out with a .312 average, 24 home runs, and a league-leading 121 RBIs, leading the NL and finishing 3rd in the MVP voting. He helped the Giants win the pennant in 1951, mentoring rookie Willie Mays. In 10 Negro League seasons, he hit .337 with an on-base percentage of .411. And over 8 MLB seasons, mostly with the Giants, Monte hit .293 with 99 home runs and a .383 on-base percentage, earning 4 All-Star nods and a 1954 World Series ring. Racism limited his prime MLB years. He was 30 years old at his debut, but his leadership shone. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1973, Monte later worked as an MLB scout and executive. He passed away in 2016 at age 96 and is remembered for his grace and Negro League stardom. These 5, Campanella, Page, Mignoso, Newcomb, and Irvin, built on the foundation of the first 5, proving black players belonged in MLB with their bats, arms, and hearts. Their stories are about more than baseball. They're about courage and change. Stay tuned for episode 3, where we'll cover integration players 11 through 15, including stars like Ernie Banks. Who's your favorite from this group? Let me know in comments. Do you have any books you'd recommend on the subject or about these players? Also, if anyone knows of channels that have highlighted any of these players that I've spotlighted in this video, please leave a link in the comments. Thanks for watching. Y'all come back now. Here.